Introducing Miniezshops DIY Sculpting Kits. I've created some silicone molds so that you can create these little guys. There's the farm set, safari set, and the classic set. Coming up, I'll show you what's in each and how to use them. What's inside Miniezshops DIY Sculpting Kit? Let's take a look. We've got this nice 6x6 by 2-inch box wrapped in packaging that I've designed. It will be stuck to your box, not with tape, but I just need to open it multiple times, so that's what I've got at the moment. Opening it, you will find some tissue paper and a QR code that you can scan, and it'll pop you right to the instructional videos. Inside that, you will find 4 silicone molds wrapped in industrially compostable clear packaging. You'll have the body, and then you will either have a cat, dog, bear, an elephant, lion, or monkey, a cow, sheep, or pig, and if it's a future set, you might see different options. You will also see a business card from Minieshop that can take you to my website, a how-to guide, an instructional little pamphlet, and how to use the silicone molds, toothpicks, also in an industrially compostable clear bag. There's about 10 in there. These 2 tools, which are very useful, and 12 assorted fun colors, including black and white. Creativity is also included, so you may find yourself using that as you sculpt. In each kit, you'll have 3 animals plus a body, so you can share. We'll always start by warming up our clay, and you can use any color you would like. You can make a purple dog, a blue bear, a pink cat. You can even make it multicolored or have a specific color palette that you want for your animal. The fun part about this is I made all these little pieces different, so you could make them any color you would like. So we'll start. I'll show you how to do the body. Take your clay, and it should be about this consistency, kind of like cookie dough. And once you have that, take a slightly bigger portion than the body size, roll it into a ball between your palms or on your tabletop, and just make sure that there are no creases or air bubbles. If there's a crease, it'll show up when we press it into the body mold. So take this and press it into the silicone. You might have to bend it a little bit to get in there, and it may take a few tries before you get it all the way pressed in, until you know the feel of the silicone being full in this area. But once you feel like it's probably filled up that entire body space, take your blunt edge and just slide it across the top of the silicone. Don't cut the silicone, but just slide it across like so. You can make the edges nice and smooth, and then take your thumb on the back, press it behind where the clay is, and then just slightly bend the edges of your silicone, not too hard. You don't want to break it, but slightly pop it out. It'll just pop out on its own, and you can assist it the rest of the way. And there you have a body piece. Sometimes if you haven't cleaned it out, there might be little hairs or little abrasions because little tiny pieces of dust have gotten in there. But you should have a nice little body. All right, if you feel confident enough to move ahead with all the rest of the silicone molds, feel free to pause this video and come back to it if you need. If not, let's take a look at how to do the rest. Next, we'll repeat all those steps for each of these portions. So for your arms, make it about double the size. Roll it and plop it in there. Now, while one person is doing this, if you're doing this with multiple people, the other person can be making the head and other features. So press it nice and firm in there with your thumb, or any of your fingers really. And then take that blunt edge and just slide across the top of the mold, like so. Smooth those edges. Press from behind. You can also use any of your fingers for that part. And pop it out. It may take a few workarounds just to make sure that you get it nice and even, so you don't pull it out, but just pop it out. Otherwise it'll smush it and it won't be the exact shape. Here's an arm. So we'll repeat that for all the other appendages in the mold. Plopping it in there. Sliding it across. Evening the edges. Popping it out. And plop it on there. I'm not attaching these yet. I'll show you how to do that later. Sometimes it'll pop out, but just redo. Smooth those edges. Work to pop it out. There we go. You see, I pulled on this one and it's got a little crease in it. So I'll just smooth that back out with my finger. And then set it back down with the body. And work on the last leg of our journey. No, of the bear's body. Or dog, actually, we're doing the dog. Make sure to really press it in there. And there we go. Ta-da! All right, now we have the body of whatever animal you would like to do. Same concept for whatever head you're using. Get some clay and warm it up. Roll it into a ball. And press it in there. Kind of press in the middle and then fold in the outside edges and press in again. Fold them in, press in again until it feels full, and then slide across the edge, the top portion, and then smooth those edges out. And then pop it out. And on all of them, I've made these little sections here. You can see there was dust in there, but I've made these little sections for the eyes, which I've provided this tool that you can poke right where those places are, and that's where your eyeballs will go. I just poke into those indents and they're evenly spaced across, and then we'll put eyes into those later. So that's the head portion. Same concept for these little pieces, but I like to more use like a flat piece of clay, but just make sure it's nice and smooth. Press it in. Sometimes you'll see that it's too big, so you might want to just trim a portion of it off before repressing, and then recut that. Tap down those edges and sometimes it'll just come right out for you. So here's this portion of the dog, and you can set it anywhere you'd like. I've made the muzzle slightly protruding so that it sticks out a little further. So you can set the dog's cheeks there. All right, taking the next portion. For these small ones, I like to get a pretty large piece of clay. Make sure it's smooth and indent it so I can press it firmly and cut across. Otherwise, it's so small that it just pops right out with your finger. The clay sticks to your fingers, so it won't stay in the mold. See, just like that. So there's our little piece that I'm throwing around. So there's that piece. Just set it right here. And now for the ears. All right, pressing that clay in there, folding in the sides, pressing in again, and then taking our blunt edge across the other way, smoothing out those edges, and then popping it up. There we go. Smoothing out the edges again. And then you can decide if you want your ears flopping over your dog or how you would like that. I like them about here. Then you can make your ears different color from your dog's body. That would be pretty cute. We'll do the next ear. Out. Smooth those edges. These edges may be a little sharper because of your knife, so that's why we just need to smooth them down. Your blunt edge. Put your dog's ears wherever you would like, and then you can decide here if you want a tongue. If you do, take a little bit of pink or whatever color you want to make it, and make sure it's smooth, press it in the mold, and then blunt edge to cut that off, to cut the rest of it off. And there it goes. Little tongue. Set that on your dog. Could be out to the side or wherever. You can also wait to put this little portion on and pull it to the side. Stick the tongue in right there, like so. And now for the nose, a little bit of clay. Push it in, fold it in. Make sure your blunt edge is clean. And cut that. Smooth those edges. Pop it out. Place that nose right here. And now, you'll notice that there aren't any silicone portions for the eyes. That's because they need to be a full circle, and the pieces of these silicone molds have a flat back. So what you'll do is just take a little bit of clay, about the size of your nose, this nose, and split it into two with your blunt edge, and roll those two pieces of clay into balls between your fingertips, and place those into those little eye holes that we made earlier. And if you want to add a sparkle to your dog's eye, we'll take a little bit of white clay and kind of make a little flick in the clay and set it on top. A little flick and set it on top. There you go. And you can add texture any way you would like. You can add little eyebrows to your dog. You can add little dots on the mouth. But before we do that, let's assemble the body. So take your toothpick and size it up so where a little bit is sticking out of the body and break it. Stick it into the top portion and just kind of twist it in. All right, now that you have that, hold it up against the head, kind of center it, or if you want it leaning, you can place it accordingly. Just twist, and then you can attach them kind of in the back together like this for extra security. Now we have the body of the dog attached to the head. Now we'll attach the legs, again smoothing those edges if they've gotten jagged with the knife. You can just attach them like so, kind of press them in and smooth them together on the back like this. Or if you're attaching them like so, you can also smooth them together on the back there. For extra security, you can do a little scoring by making lines one way and then the other on each side, and then attaching them. And just kind of tap it until you like the way it looks. All right, and then you can place the arms whichever way you'd like. I'm just going to put the arms like so. Or the front legs. Kind of smooth them in the back. And then lastly, your tail. If you would like to add a tail to your dog. Also, if you want a dog with pointy ears, just use the cat ears. And if you want one with rounded ears, just use the bear ears. For the tail, roll it into a ball. And then roll that into a snake, applying even pressure. That's a little bit bigger than this. Make it curved and press it in. Fold and press. And then, using your blunt edge again, repeat that step you've become familiar with. Smooth those edges. And pop it out. For your tail. Smooth those back edges that are harsh from the blunt edge. And you can attach your tail wherever you'd like. I'll put mine right there. Kind of pressing it in and smoothing into the back. Once you've made your creation, don't forget to sign your initials on the back. And D. If you're going to put a magnet here though, sign up here or sign along the tail or wherever, just so you don't cover that. You can also add little indents here for paws. Just kind of press, don't draw unless you want that aesthetic. And here's how you do little eyebrows. Just a little tap, a little tap. And there we have it, the first sculpture mold from Miniezshops DIY Sculpting Kit. Nice job guys! To learn how to sculpt the rest of the silicone molds or to see how I made the DIY sculpting kit, watch the rest of this playlist. You can also purchase the DIY sculpting kit with the link below in the description, and I'm so excited to see what you guys make. So feel free to share with the hashtag Minieshop or email me and I can post your photos on the DIY kit section of my website. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.